So good evening, guys. Happy Thursday. What a week. Come here and give me a hug. I'm going to catch you up. What you been doing? The weather is finally starting to cooperate again. We're going to be in the 70s. Oh, no, high 60s by this Saturday. Sunny. The rain's moved out. The cold's moved out. I'm finally catching up on some sleep. I hope you've been watching our journey here with our goat babies. This will be video number 5 in our series for our initial goat kidding 2026. I believe all the mamas that are this initial phase are done. We have some new developments. It's a very long and dramatic story, but I'm going to try to keep it very simple and short and to the point because I can talk and talk and talk about this. I haven't filmed in about 2 days because it'll make sense. I've gotten a little bit of footage, but it's been nonstop. So I left you here with my last goat baby video on Monday. Today's Thursday, where we had pulled the babies Sunday night into Monday from the barn and the overhead. Not the barn. Aspen is always, if you watch the first baby that was born in the barn with our new mama, snug as a bug in there, never had any issues. Okay, none. As you know, we had a set of triplets early on, and I ended up keeping the runt at the house, little Penelope. Y'all, she is a stinker. You're going to love this baby. She has the best personality. I mean, just insanely awesome. Well, I'll just go ahead and get to it. Monday, I was monitoring the situation. It was very cold. I stayed home all day, back and forth from the house to the barn. Everybody did great all day Monday. It was very cold. It was going to be cold Monday night. I had said in the video I was going to monitor if I was going to pull the babies and bring them to the house. I was pretty sure I would, but I just wanted, how are they doing? What's going on? We were up here at the barn area at 4:30, doing another checking on everybody. No problems. None. James and I came back up here on, it was between 6:30, 6:45. It just started getting dark. And I went and plugged back in the heat lamps. Because if I go away from the barn for a while, I unplug the heat lamps. But then I know I need to get back up here. I don't leave them unattended. See, that's the issue. I do not do that. Even some of you that said, well, you need to get the Premier ones. I've had the Premier one. I don't leave them unattended. That's the end of that. And that's the end of that. Everybody was faring pretty well. When we got out of the car, I could see into the kennels, and I could see most of the babies, and Meriwether, the big white mama, she was standing up. I could see her, and I told James, I said, I see 3 of the babies in here, and I said, I see the other 2. I'm like, maybe he's back over there behind mama. So, came around this way, gave some hay real quick. He was scooping some feed. I fed the dogs. And then I was going to start taking some hay around to the mamas and check them. And we were going to pull the babies, the ones that we had done the night before. So that would be a total of 6. Is that right? Yes. It would be 4 and 2. And take them down to the house overnight to be with Penelope. Make sure they stayed warm and then bring them back Tuesday. We knew by Tuesday afternoon, we were going to be like 45 degrees. And we've been above freezing since. So I was like, if we can just get through like late Tuesday morning, we're going to be great. Great. And we'll just keep monitoring and whatever. Well, when I came around side and I looked into the kennel, I saw the heat lamp and I saw Big Mama and 3 of the 4 babies in one corner. And I didn't see the 4th baby. And I looked over and he was in the other corner that did not have a heat lamp. And he was halfway pancaked out, if you will. What I mean is he was up on his front leg and back leg, but his left front and left rear was completely smushed out, not moving. So I unlocked everything as fast as I could. The mother was standing towards me, looking at me like, I don't know. Went in there and picked him up. I'm just going to say it bluntly. Had it been probably 3 to 5 more minutes, he would have been dead. Completely dead. And by what we could tell by the situation, he was probably trying to nurse her, and she went down to lay down and snuggle him because they'd been nursing. There'd been no issue. She smushed him. She smothered him. And you're talking about a goat that weighs maybe 3 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds, versus a goat mama that's easily over probably 100 pounds or so. So you can imagine what that feels like. So I swooped him up. I jumped the gate. I told James, I said, just watch everything, do what you can. I came here to the car because the car was on, the car was warm. And I started working on him, moving him, patting him. And he was, y'all, I'm just going to keep it at that. To tell you how there was several moments where, you know, he was going. And I ended up giving him I gave Goat CPR. I did. I'm not even going to deny it. James was like, I said, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Once I got him at least past where he was breathing a little bit better, but it's almost like he was going out and his eyes would roll and then he would limp up. It was almost like he was having a convulsion or going to have a seizure. I just jumped out of the car and ran to the house. I left my phone. I mean, not even that I would have thought about filming it at that point. That wasn't the priority. Took him to the bathroom where Penelope was in her little tub, and I worked on him till 1:30 in the morning, and just kept loving on him. I heated him up. I ended up giving him it's a jump start paste. It's like a gel, and just to get something in his mouth. Once I got his palate, the roof of his mouth warmed back up. His body wasn't that cold to touch, but his hooves and the inside of his mouth were. So he was smushed and freezing to death. I don't know if he had been smushed and couldn't manage to get up. And when she finally got up, then he started getting cold. That's likely the scenario. But he was definitely on his way out, folks, and basically was. By the next morning, once I was able to successfully get him warmed up, I was able to get him to suckle just a little bit of colostrum, because I was like, if I can just get him to be stable and manage just a little bit, we have a chance. And by 1:30, we had hit that. James held him and was concerned about neurological damage, and I'm just like, it is what it is. And so at that point, that evening, later in the evening, James said, I'm going to go get all the babies except for the one in the barn, and I'm bringing them to the house, and we're taking them in. We're doing it. I'm going to help you. We've done this a million times. We have every setup possible. We have the playpens, we have the kennels, we have the stands, we have the bottles. We have everything. We already knew there could be some. We're not taking any more chances with any of these babies with this horrible cold weather or stress or, older mamas or whatever we have. And I said, okay. So James made an executive decision, and I said, amen. And here I am. We got Franz it's Franz. He's the little goat that you see in the thumbnail on the video. I guess it's prior to this, isn't it? The barn burner, where I'm talking about I'm not leaving them, and I'm not going to leave my heat lamps on because I'm not burning down my barn. I don't do that. I don't use Premier ones. I've had them before. I don't do all these things. I don't trust those things. If I'm there and present, fine. And that's why I stayed up here most of the day. But long story short, I am now officially hand bottle feeding 7 goat babies 5 times a day. So now that the rain has moved out, tomorrow we'll bring our stand down to the house, and we bought a brand new large playpen. I hope it works out for them at the house, right outside the patio. So we're going to be working with them at the house for a couple of weeks. Aspen, who was the first baby born, is still in the barn with mother. No competition. She's wonderful. It's warm. He nurses. She's a new mama. She's eating great. No problems. This is a fluke situation with baby Franz. As of this moment, you'd never know anything happened. He made a full recovery within 24 hours. Was standing up. I finally, by mid-morning the next day, he urinated. I was able to get him stable enough to where he was standing up, and he would take a little bit of the bottle. I got him to take the bottle because I'm milking right now too. And here we are Thursday. He's like a little champ, and he's very bonded. So we have left it alone. So some of you are going to be like, well, what about the mothers? So the next day, obviously, there was a little stress from the moms. They don't understand, but I will tell you right now, by now, they're like, okay, they're fine. I am milking. I have chosen to continue to milk Venus. She's the mother of Bison and Beth. and she's a new mom, and her udder is in pretty good shape. She's in pretty good shape, and she's adjusting. I'm going to let my other mamas probably slowly dry up, just because I never intended to breed them, have them bred in the first place. They were supposed to be in retirement, and they made the decision that it ain't over till it's over, and they proved that. And, you know, it's like, good on you. But we want everybody to be healthy, thriving, healthy, and moving forward, including ourselves. Because I was running on pretty much no sleep for about 2 days. So I've caught up, doing good. I've got a rhythm going with the baby, so I'll be filming some of that coming up, obviously. But I wanted to update you on where we are. I have footage. I don't have a clue what that looks like right now. I'm just going to throw that together with this video, and we're going to go from there. There is another mother that is set to possibly start having goat kids next weekend, March the 8th. And I have her up, BB. I have put her up. The next ones after that are not going to be until April or into June. So I've got a good wait there. But everybody else is doing great. So babies are doing great. And that's why you've seen them a little bit more in the tub. We're going to have to get another tub. And we're going to we'll separate them 4 and 4. And then I'll continue to bottle feed them. Going to have to be continuing to move to my own formula, because while I am going to be milking Venus, there's not enough milk for all those babies. There's just not, and I'm not going to fight that. So, and I don't have a problem with that, because all my bottle babies, for the most part, that I've ever hand raised with my formula, they've thrived great. They've bonded great. Typically, when you see goats that are loving on me, or if you go to a farm and they're just super loving like a puppy, 9 times out of 10, they've been bottle fed, because that's the bond that you develop. And especially if you think in the future you're going to be milking that doe, that tends to work a little bit better as well. So that is where we are. So it is I brought that baby back from the depths. And to be honest with you, I'm so thankful that I've changed a lot of my lifestyle in terms of, I'm going to bring this up before I close. I handled that a lot better this week. In this whole week, I've handled it a lot better than I think I would have, say, a year ago. And I contribute that completely to walking with God, praying hard, because I'm telling you, that baby had prayers pouring all over it. And it's just devastating, you know. There was a lady that wrote to me, I believe on the last video, and she said that she lives in Florida, and they had, you know, freezing really cold temperatures this week. I pinned the comment, and that a friend of hers who's a homesteader had, I think, 10 goat kids. And I guess it's last week, he left all the babies in the barn with the mothers, and he went out there and 8 of the 10 babies were gone, had expired because of cold. So when I tell you that you have to trust your instincts in terms of what you need to do to continue to let and allow your farm to thrive, do what you've got to do. And, you know, this was just a freak situation. They always are. And, you know, yeah, it's always easier to have the babies with the mamas, but things happen. Even in the best of weather times, things can happen. You can't predict it. These mothers have had these older mamas, they've had babies, multiple, and have always been great mothers. So it was just stressful, but we've remedied it, and Jesus has put them where he wants them, and they're chasing me around the patio, and I can walk out, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they all run to me. I mean, I'm their mama now, and that's okay. That's okay. So we have 8 total, all still thriving, all still going great. The 2 little ones are catching up now because they're consistently being fed bottles. I'm bottle feeding 5 times. I will drop to 4 a day for probably 2 weeks, and then it'll move to 3. Once we move down to 3 bottles a day, and if the weather which will be about 2 to 4 weeks away. Once we get to that point and the weather, hopefully by late March or whatnot, will be much more cooperative and they're bigger, then we're probably going to end up moving them to one of the kennels, the covered kennels, because they'll be able to adjust, and we'll put the stand in there and they'll have room to play and to be. So that's not going to be for a little bit, but that'll be the move. So right now I have 7 goat babies with us in the den and washroom area and on the patio. And just to tell you in closing, my puppies that are upstairs, Olive, if anybody is their mama, it is Olive right now. So my female pits are absolutely adopting these goat babies. They watch them every minute. They're concerned when I'm feeding. Olive runs back and forth to see the tub, goes out to the door, is watching, because I'll put them on the patio for them to poop and pee, and then I clean that up. Just where I'm set up right now, because they're so little. But Mama Olive is Mama Dog. Mama Dog. Well, okay, I got a little emotional there. I didn't drop a tear, but I'm telling you. So we're past this first phase. I appreciate you being here. We'll have lots of videos coming up. I'm not milking for our consumption yet. I'm sort of trying to get everybody continue to be adjusted. I will be using my formula, like I said, and you should try it. It works. If you can get that first 24 hours of colostrum in, the rest is good to go. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. We have a lot more to talk about other things, and we'll start catching up. I just had to catch my breath for a day or two. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your kind words and support and comments and participation. I know the world is nuts. And I put up a quick video, or not video, but I put up a picture saying, look at these babies. Look at your babies. Look, remember what we're here to do. We're here to not only take care of ourselves and to be one with Jesus, but we're here to raise our babies. And they don't always just have to be our human 2-legged babies. Some of us are just built different and have a different calling to help manage other babies. And when you have that calling, you need to answer it. Don't let anything ever tell you different if that is your calling. I know you're a kindred spirit, a lot of you out there. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. I love you guys. Lots of videos coming your way. Believe me, you're going to see a lot of goats. You're going to love it. I'm telling you. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.